I got this trash article from the World Economic Forum. Total crap that BS19 recovery can be the vaccine for climate change. BS19 was not just a predictable crisis, it was predicted. Goes on here how Obama left a 69-page pandemic game plan. like he didn't know that it was going to be a script, it was going to be staged. Yeah, he knew all about it, did he? Anyway, I'll skip all that shit. I just want to go to this part here. BS19 and the climate. There are clear connections between BS19 and the climate crisis. Yeah, George Soros, Bill Gates, all in it together. For starters, climate change increases the likelihood of BS19 type pandemics. Really? Through changes in the habitats of disease vectors, for example, or increased interspecies contact resulting from deforestation. More importantly, it vastly increases the likelihood of cascading disasters. In the case of BS19, health impacts won't stop at infection itself, but will be amplified by broad economic and social fallout. Just go here. Last year witnessed devastating heat waves in Europe. Really? Unprecedented wildfires in Australia. No, they weren't unprecedented. They were lit by the government and people in the dark shadows of the government, but they weren't unprecedented. We have fires every year. Thousands of deaths due to Cyclone Idai off the southeastern coast of Africa. Never heard of it. Anyway, these things happen. And a host of other extreme weather events. Really? Happens every year, everywhere. No big freaking deal. Got nothing to do with any climate change shit. There is no reason to believe 2020 will not deliver similar shocks to societies now handicapped by the economic impacts of the pandemic. With stretched emergency management capabilities and depleted health systems, over longer timeframes, BS19 will have serious physical and mental health consequences through its effect on the global economy. Nah, the physical and mental health consequences are due to those running this shit, putting us in lockdown, whatever. It's got nothing to do with any virus. On global and regional food systems, all controlled by them, and on available resources for disaster response and social protection. The World Bank, yeah, fucking like they would know, currently estimates that 40 to 60 million people will be driven into extreme poverty in 2020. Won't they love that? A loss of about 3 years' progress in poverty reduction. I won't read the rest. Climate change will generate events that escalate and proliferate. Global warming of 1.5 degrees Celsius. That's a IPCC special report. You can stick that up your fucking clacker. Ain't reading that. Without sufficient action, the long-term impacts of the climate crisis on health and the economy will play out year after year. For example, heat itself may cost global economies more than $2 trillion by 2030. Heat itself will cost the global economies more than $2 trillion by 2030. By God, give me some heat now, because I am freezing my proverbials off here in Melbourne. It got to the lowest temperature we've had for a long, long time this morning. It hit 0 degrees. Unheard of. Oh, but this heat's going to cost the economies $2 trillion by 2030. Fucking hell, please give me some heat. Fuck the economy. You know, I'd rather be warm than freezing. Anyway, lockdown impact on CO2 emissions. I'll have to know how they read these CO2 emissions. Where the fuck do they read that? Paris down 72%. I won't go on. I'll link the article, The Great Reset. It's typical garbage from the World Economic Forum. Total garbage. Climate change garbage. Coronavirus garbage. Read it. Read it if you wish, if you want to waste, 5-10 minutes of your life. But there it is.